Okay, now I'm recording. A steamboat ride that Jimmy Hayes took his team on that Mick went on too, and Mick loved it. And so we rented that boat. However, there's only room for 150 people on that boat. So that trip is going to be kind of a Beachbody style trip where I'm just going to kind of trickle down from success and offer it to this many people that are in the executive club, and then we'll go to coaches that are diamond, and then ruby, and then emerald, and success club legends, and all that stuff until we get that boat full. But we're also working on, and bless Kelly Smith's heart, because she's been kicking butt with me trying to figure this out, but we found a place on Bourbon Street as well Thursday night from 4 to 7 p.m. So opening ceremony is at 8 p.m. and it's just a short walk from Bourbon Street, a place that we're going to try to rent as well for up to 300 of teammate coaches to come and just get together. Of course, Lori Sparkman, the photographer, will be there, and it's a chance for everybody to get together and kind of start Summit as a team. Now, if you're oh, Stephanie, will you? Oh, you're so cute. I'll mute you. I got you. On the steamboat, we'll have T-shirts for everybody. But at the Bourbon Street, it will be, who's unmuted? We had custom-made beads that say teammate on them. And not only are they custom-made beads, but they light up. So you come to Bourbon Street, you'll get your custom beads to wear throughout the whole weekend. Somebody has a husband talking. Hold on, sorry. Okay. There we, oh, Robin fell asleep. Nope, she's awake. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna be more exciting. The next thing is we're going to start another Dig to Diamond Take 2. It was a huge success. We had 16 coaches on Teammate hit Diamond in the month of April, which I don't think April was that easy of a month. But for those of you that weren't in the Dig to Diamond, for the first shot, you're going to get another try. And if you want some incentive, those 16 coaches that hit Diamond also got a $430 check from Mick and I for doing so. How cool is that? So just for investing $25, working their tails off in April, they got a nice little bonus of $430. Not too shabby, huh? So we're going to do that again. I just need to get it together. But if you weren't in the first Dig to Diamond and you would like to give it a shot in May is so far is looking amazing. You guys know that I see all the stats for all the team, and everything is up. Volume is up, recruiting is up. You can just see momentum really starting to take over. And you want to, the content was amazing. And I really appreciate you guys telling me that even if you didn't hit Diamond, the $25 was worth all the content that went through. And so if you invest $25, Mick and I will match that. So $50 goes into the pot for the Dig to Diamond. And when you make Diamond, you get a share of that pot. You could get, at first, I think Janie Bodie was the first one to hit it. Well, Lisa Willingham hit it as a 1-star. She almost got the $6,000 all by herself. I was like, whoa. But then a lot of people pulled through. The last thing I want to talk about, which I think is really exciting, and just hit me today as I was driving, was we are going to do a team-wide sneak peek May 12th, 13th, and 14th. And I asked, yay, Keisha, I asked myself, it's 3 days. And so that morning I'm going to go live in that group, and I'm just going to introduce who we are as Teammate, introduce myself. I'll tout my stats a little bit so people know what's possible in this business. And then that evening, we're going to have Lauren Fitzgerald come on, and she will talk about what she wants to talk about, but I'm hoping that she really highlights the fact that she was a medical doctor and chose to be a Beachbody coach for the sheer reason that if you really want to help people, this is where you need to be, right? And then we're going to have Cynthia Petralia come on the next day sometime and kind of speak to the younger audience, the 20-somethings, right? All of those young gals who are in sports or in college or waitressing that just really need to understand that they have the opportunity to own their own business, doing what they love to do anyway, which is take selfies, right? And then I asked Amanda Dewey on the last day. She's a mom of four, busy mom of four, high six-figure earner, raising her babies and growing a huge business at the same time. And she's an incredible closer, not to put any pressure on her, but she's a really good closer. So I'm giving you a week. We'll get the group open as soon as we can, but I'm giving you a week to put yourself out there and to ask people to join you for a sneak peek, the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Capiche? I'm excited for that. The whole reason why I have this call, which I'm about ready to go in, is it's their doing that made me think of doing this group sneak peek. I'm always constantly, I don't want to spoil their call, but trying to do things all by myself. And I'm tired. I'm so tired. So pulling in the strengths of other coaches in this team is just something that I really want to start doing. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce our four ladies. And I'm going to first start with Heather Dixon, who has been my friend for a very long time. Her and I were both master trainers for 24-hour fitness. And I didn't really like her at first because everybody else liked her. You know, she's the one in the group that everybody loves, and you just instantly like, well, I'm over here in the corner, the quiet introvert. Can anybody pay attention to me? But they all wanted to be around Heather because she was so magnetic. But of course, just like everybody else, I ended up falling madly in love with her. She's not my girl crush. She's like a sister to me. But she just has had my heart ever since then. I can't, man, it's, Heather, I don't know, 15 years ago that we were master trainers. But she's also my very first coach. And she's my highest earning coach. So she's doing something right. She can correct me when she comes on, but I believe she's a collective 8-star diamond in all of her business centers. She's been able to retire her husband. She's part of the Millionaires Club. She has 3 amazing kids. Right now, she'll probably tell you they're not because they're in the terrible phase of finding themselves. So I know she's struggling with that. But and she is the head of the team of the other 3 coaches that are coming on as well. And the next one I want to talk about is Christy. I've known Christy Jones for a really long time through Heather. And Christy is, when she talks, you listen. She's just got such a good head on her shoulders. And I wouldn't be surprised. She's a single mom of 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if she wouldn't just be one of the most successful lawyers or government officials that you'd ever come across, because she just has that way about her that when she starts talking, you sit there and nod your head and listen. And she's a Success Club legend, so she's very consistent with her business and has been growing it very well for many, many years, and one of Heather's top ranked coaches. And then the next one is Jenny Bolton, and she's the one that I've been bragging about on the team page because of the videos that she's been making. And I just really see her eventually being one of those people that are on stage at Leadership or Summit talking about how she grew her business because she's got such a good head on her shoulders. She's married, has a litter of children, and she owns her own fitness studio, and her husband owns a martial arts studio. So she knows business and is doing very well with her business, this close to 2-star. And then we have Deb Lopez, who still has a full-time job, but the most endearing thing about her is, besides the fact that she will get you here, is she has an 80+ weight loss success story through Beachbody already. So without further ado, that was a very long explanation or introduction to those 4, but I'm just crushing on them big time, but particularly Christy, she's my girl crush if you didn't catch that. I'd like to introduce Heather first, I think, if Heather would like to start.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, guys. So this is such a huge honor. Let me tell you just a little bit about Melissa really fast. And like she said, well, this is something you don't know because it happened in Punta Cana the week that you weren't there. So, and Christy and Jenny were both there with me. as witnesses. But so Melissa, I've known her, like she said, for 15 years. And, you know, I mean, we know each other very, very well. And so when one speaks, we're like, duh, you know, when someone says, oh, I love this person, you're like, yeah, I know. But there was this day in the pool, and I think it was the very first day. And, you know, we were a couple of drinks in, having a great time. And there was this girl, and she's not on our team. She's not on Team Made. She's on a different team. And I honestly can't remember which team. Can't remember her name now, like I said, because we had several. But she was, we started, and she was owning it. She's already lost 100 pounds. She has another 100 to lose, but she's an instructor, rocking like the confidence. And we just kept, you know, talking about her. We're like, gosh, you know, look at her working it and just owning it. And so anyway, she comes up vivacious. And so we start talking about who our coaches are. She's like, oh my gosh. She didn't even know that Melissa was our coach. And she's like, let me just tell you my story. She goes on and on. She's like, this woman has changed my life. Like, she has changed my life more than anybody else on the planet. And she's not even my coach, you know, I mean, and so she gushed literally. I think we had to shut her up for about 20 minutes. So you guys, y'all, I mean, we are so blessed to have Melissa as a leader, and, you know, it not just for ourselves, but for everybody else, because she really is changing lives, you know, not just saying it, but she really is. And a lot of the time we don't even see it. She changes ours, but we don't see it with anybody else. So anyway, so that being said, thank you for the honor, you guys, letting us talk tonight. So let me kind of preface how this all came about and where this call actually came from. So Christy Jones, as Melissa said, is one of my top coaches. And she's also my very best friend in the world. And so we like to get together at least once a month, usually about once a month because of busy lives or whatever. We meet halfway in the middle, and we get together because we want to see each other, but we also work while we do it. And this one day, we were both just really frustrated with business. And you know, to say that, that's not negative. That's not being a Debbie Downer. I've been in this business 8.5 years. That's the way it is. It goes in highs and lows. And at this particular time, I was really, really frustrated. Okay. Christy was as well. We both have not rank advanced in a while. We both are struggling with recruiting. Success Club is happening, and it does every month, but we're like, God, it's getting harder. It's just, you know, things are just like, rah. And, you know, for both of us, you know, when we vent, there's typically a solution. You know, I mean, yes, like 95% of the time we bitch or vent, but it's always done in a way that there's a solution to fix whatever we're bitching about. 5% of the time, no, you know, because we are human and we are best friends. So anyway, so we were venting, and, you know, my philosophy is when brilliant minds come together and you actually start talking, great things come from it. And so we were talking about how frustrated we were, how we have to do everything for our team. We're running challenge groups and trainings and sneak peeks and team calls and doing all the posting and doing all the motivation and you know, and we were just like, gosh, we cannot do it. We cannot do it because we're just weighted down. We're spending so much time doing everything that we're struggling, focusing on our own businesses. So we're like, all right, what do we got to do? Well, we got to recruit because we've got to get more coaches in. If we're going to rank events, we've got to do that. So we're like, all right, we've got to do sneak peeks. And I'm like, dang it, I cannot do one every single week, every night of the week, because I've got kids in sports and I'm tired at night, getting up at 5 a.m. And she has the same thing, being a single mom. And so we're like, what if we find, you know, 4 or 5 people that we would trust sending our personal prospects to listen to a sneak peek call or a 1-hour live call. I would trust Christy in a heartbeat, and vice versa. So we listed out all the people that we felt we would be comfortable with. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start a chat, because if we all just do one, we could have like one a week, you know, we could invite the whole team to. And so there's always something to invite to. Everybody's like, I don't know when to invite. You know, if they're only inviting one time a month to a one sneak peek that you're doing, that's not a lot happening. So in order to increase our volume and increase the amount of coaches on our team and increase rank, I mean, we've got to have more of this going on. So I started a chat with my top leaders and the people that I feel the most confident in. And the reason we listed these out, because Christy and I could have done one every other week, but everybody we talk to isn't going, I mean, yes, they like me and they like her, but you know what? They could probably relate to Deb a little bit more than they can relate to me. Her story is going to convict them that this is the right path for them than mine would. And, Jenny's story of struggling and Megan Henderson's story of, bringing the fitness world into, and utilizing the 21-day fix and merging them together. And so anyway, so that's how it all came about. All of these different, wonderful, amazing personalities. Kimberly Mulcahy is another one of my coaches who is young and attracts the younger crowd. Very, very, very introverted, more so than Melissa. So I would people are going to be freaked out by me. They're going to be like very attracted to her, And so we get this group of girls and I'm like, so this was the vision. So we get on a Zoom. And as I said, when brilliant minds come together, amazing things happen. So we start talking about this. And this vision of just having like a weekly or twice a week live sneak peek going on with different personalities to have our team invite all the time to, turned into what about our different strengths and utilizing our different strengths. Because if you look at the corporation world or like a big business, there's not one person that does it all. It's impossible. The business would crumble if one person did it all. So every single person has their strength or their job, and they contribute what they're good at. And then the business runs very well together. So, instead of us trying to wear all of these hats, I don't know about you, but I get overwhelmed with social media and training and, oh my gosh, what do I do with a new coach? Because I obviously haven't started them off right because I can't get anybody to Reiki advance. And, all of this negativity goes through my head, which it does to everybody. And so then this awesome, beautiful thing was born, and it's still in the very, very baby stage. In fact, we realized today that we actually haven't done any follow-up to figure out what exactly come out of, all of this stuff. But, me being the highest ranked person, I am leading a diamond training. Very basic, not next level. Like, we're not talking about systems and, hiring out and all that. It's just basically get your shit done and let's recruit. And learning how to utilize your social media to get the stuff done. And, so it's very, very basic. And then Kimberly Mulcahy, like I said, she's very young. She's very quiet. She's very reserved. But you put her on video, she's like, wow. And she's flipping gorgeous. So she does our new coach training. I connect with my new coaches, but I don't want to run a diamond and a new coach and an emerald training. Could they go through their back office? Of course they can. But you have a better likelihood of that person turning out more business or becoming a better business builder if they have a connection with someone versus just going through the back office. Mm-hmm. Now you have those people that will go through the back office and they're going to be successful. And then Christy Jones, like Melissa said, she is a gift of words. I mean, and let me just tell you, I have learned so much because my social media sucked bad. And she would always be like, do it this way. So she had put together a social media 101. And that, honestly, from the feedback that we've gotten, that hands down is the absolute best training so far. And I can tell you that everybody who participated, which is hundreds, I've looked at their social media and it's wow factor, like 180 degree, just turn around. And then Jenny Bolton, again, vivacious and attractive, like just from a personality. When you hear her talk, you're going to understand why. She's doing our recruiting. She's recruiting like a rock star. And she, I think her first month as a coach, she recruited 11 coaches. Boom, like that. And then Deb Lopez, who is Spunky Confidence. You know, she has been on her journey from day one. She became a coach, and she teaches confidence to coaches, because without confidence, you can't do anything else. So everybody has these amazing strengths. And so, you know, we all kind of split it up. And so that's how this all came about. So I'm going to pass the baton to Christy, who's going to say the things that I forgot to say. And then tell a little bit about her social media 101.
All right. Thank you, Heather. And Melissa, I have a crush on you too. So it's mutual, just so you know. And I also was, in fact, pre-law. So that was the path I was taking. So, you know, just to reiterate what Heather said, we are, I guess you would call it bitch sisters, you know, but we always try to find a better way. Like, okay, so if this is broken, how do we fix it? It's not often that we just complain. So this particular day, I think I said something like Mary Poppins, Dick Van Dyke, you know how he's in the parks and he's playing, like, he literally has all the instruments, right? Or am I just dreaming that? He has all of them. And that's what I felt like. I felt like I was like the drums, the trombone, like all the stuff in a band. It was me. I was doing all of it. And I would sit down to work, and my own power hour for my own business was getting pushed aside because I was having to post in my training groups and comment. And I felt buried. Like there was an elephant on my chest all the time. And I wasn't great at any of those things. I was it was the whole, you know, jack of all trades and master of none. That's what I was doing. And it wasn't benefiting my team, and it certainly wasn't benefiting me. I was becoming burnt out, stressed out, bitter, a little resentful, and I wasn't loving coaching anymore. So yeah, she and I just said, what if, and explained all that. So really what I want to talk about is, why are we trying to do all of the things? Why? So if you go and you get a job tomorrow, they're not going to say, hey, Heather, you're hired. You're going to be the CEO, the CFO, the president, the vice president. Have a great time. Here you go. That's not going to happen, right? They're going to say, you know what, we hired you for this one thing because this is your strength, this is your skill set, knock your lights out. So why are we doing this? It's ludicrous, right? So if there's a thing that you're good at, and we all have a thing, and for most of us, maybe we don't quite know what it is yet, but ask somebody that loves you. You ask somebody that knows you, they'll help you figure out what it is. Ask Melissa or your upline. They're going to be like, hey, I've seen this in you. Like I can look at, I'm looking at faces of my coaches right now. Like I can tell you what Katie Grace is great at, I can tell you what I see in you. So if you don't know, ask. But we all have something pretty cool to bring to the table that chances are you're not, right? So I think that's step number one. You got to figure out what that thing is. And who cares if you're like a coach, an Emerald? That is not relevant, at least for the purposes of this. It's not relevant. You're really great at something. You've got a strength that you can apply to this business. So you got to figure out what that is. Step number one. And then when you do, you have to take such big ownership of it. Like literally be like, so, hey, my name is Katie, and like, you don't know this, but I'm really great at whatever. And you have to just sort of fake it till you make it, just take ownership of it and run. Because I feel like when I started my social media training, I'm still sitting here. I've done 2 of them, and I'm as shocked as anybody to hear Heather say, best training hands down, to hear the coaches that have taken my training say, so far it's our favorite. I'm like, what? Kidding, right? Because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just did it. I just went with what felt right for me. Thank you, Robin. I just went with what felt right, okay? Because it is something that I enjoy. I wake up sort of excited. In fact, one of my biggest business struggles today was that I had like 4 posts I wanted to make, but I shouldn't make all those posts in one day. I just enjoy it, right? And that's not something for everybody. So of course, I take that thing that's uniquely me that I enjoy and I give it away. So my training, really, I went in, there was no outline. A lot of the trainings that we did were they were pretty. There was a great outline. They were super structured. Mine wasn't, because I feel like social media, if you're really living out loud, it can't be structured. You just have to kind of go with it. So my training was more a lot of live videos, a lot of like, let's just do like a random audit. Hey, here's a picture. Tell me what you would do with it. You know, that sort of thing. So that's just kind of what I did. At the end of the day, I just did something that felt right for me. That's it. You know what? I don't want to do a diamond training. That's not me. I'm not great at it. And I don't want to talk about recruiting because I suck at it. I'm awful at it, you know? So, but I really wanted to talk about social media. So I did. That's the thing I grabbed onto, ran with it. And I'm like, I can be really great at this one thing, and let the people who can own that other stuff own it. Go for it. So that's really it. So now on to Miss Jenny Bolton, who's like the most dynamic human being that I know. She just makes me happy. So get ready to be happy. Here you go.
So there's no pressure at all for me to be like bubbly and over the top, right? Okay. So you guys, it's such an honor to be on this call because it actually kind of ties in to how I got started as a coach. Before I was a coach, I was a PiYo Live girl, 100%. I had heard Soulmate Workout before PiYo Live, and I've owned a studio. I've taught fitness classes for over a decade, and I'm like, yeah, they get the job done. I love my cardio cake, blah, blah, blah. And then I found PiYo. And then I got trained in PiYo, and I'm seeing Melissa McAllister and Michelle Park, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my jam. And I was talking about it so much that people were saying, how can I do this? I can't make it to your studio. What do I do? And I was told, well, you could become a coach. And I said, well, do I have to drink those shakes? And I'm sure most of you can relate to that. Of course, we've come full circle from that, but PiYo Live is still my passion. And, you know, I didn't really know what to do as a coach. Oh my gosh, Michelle Park, that just made my day.
I knew it would.
All right. And we're done here. That's all I have to say. But I didn't really know what to do as a coach. I had heard of challenge groups. So I thought, well, everybody grab a PiYo home program and let's all get in a Facebook group and do it. And I got plugged into another coach's challenge group to kind of get a taste of it. But from there, I was pulling YouTube videos. I didn't know I had Star Diamond Upline to go to. So I was just kind of figuring it out. And I was coming across these coaches who have these awesome teams and this awesome vibe. And I keep hearing, your vibe attracts your tribe. And I'm like, I want that. That's what I want. So I had to find a team. So I built a team. And it just kind of happened that way because I craved that from the first second in this business. And that's why I'm so passionate about recruiting, because that's what it means to me. It means building that tribe. It doesn't mean signing coaches or rank advancing or placing somebody here. I get just as fired up talking to people about this awesome opportunity as I do talking to them about the awesome results they're going to get in a challenge group. And teaching others how to get excited about that and get out of their own way and realize that it's not an icky thing at all to do this. Is something that I'm really excited about, because I started to get really addicted to the success of my challengers. And I had that what if moment. And I said, if I just felt that way because she just told me that she lost 7 pounds this week, how am I going to feel when a coach calls me and tells me that she just handed in her resignation? And like, that brings tears to my eyes while I'm telling you guys, because that's what motivates me. And that's what I want to share with people. And I want to share my coaches, how to share that with people without feeling like they're trying to just sign coaches. But the other thing that's really happened with this training that Heather has put together for us, and I'm going to back up to, because then I was lucky enough to bump into Heather at Summit, at my very first Summit. And I was like, wait, what? I have a team? Oh my gosh. It was so exciting, and connecting with everybody. And now Heather has brought this whole team together, all of our laterals, you know, who are kind of having the same struggles and stuck in the same places and having the same troubles communicating and juggling it all. where we can work with each other. Because you guys know how it's like being on the same team, seeing these familiar names, bumping into them like, oh yeah, I recognize that name. But when you actually get into trainings with them and dig in with them and communicate back and forth, now you have a tribe. And now that tribe gets stronger. And it's, it's what I fell in love with in this business in the first place, was how willing everybody is to help each other. And it doesn't matter if you're on the same team. I found so much on YouTube that I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you. I'll take that. Okay, thank you. I'll take that. And it's just a matter of paying it forward. And these trainings give us the freedom to do that because we're not juggling so much. So, I mean, huge shout out to Heather, because we are so lucky to have her as a leader, giving us, facilitating this tribe that we can link arms with and crush it. So I'm going to pass it off to Miss Deb Lopez from there. Thanks, you guys, for having me.
Woo, that's a lot of energy to follow up. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. I am Deb Lopez, and I was actually really excited when I first got pulled into this group of women because, I'm not top team builder. I'm not all of this, but I first met Heather and Stephanie and my team 2 years ago. I was a size 24. But the thing is, I've never been unsure of who I am, ever. I have known from the second I was born that I am enough exactly as I am. Everybody. And so I think that confused a lot of people, right? Because a lot of people, the way they look, it's very much tied to their confidence levels. And I've been really blessed that my brain is built that, no, I'm amazing. It doesn't matter what all this looks like. I'm amazing just as I am. And so one of the trainings that I'm able to bring to the table with us is Camp Confidence. And I'm actually kicking it off on the 15th of May. And it's really just going through and teaching people that, right, if we're building a business, it's a people business. We're building relationships. So in order for Jenny to believe in who I am and believe in what I'm bringing to the table and what I'm asking her to have faith in, well, she has to have faith in me. And in order for her to have faith in me, guess what, people? I have to have faith in me. I have to be 100% confident in what I'm sharing, what I'm doing, in who I am to my core. Did I have a transformation? Absolutely. I'm now a size 12. Thank you, Jesus. And it's a great thing. And so when you have that ability to connect with a program, right? We know one of our cores is personal development. I've always been a personal development person my whole life, and that will never, ever stop. So I was really excited when I got into this business, and I realized that that's literally a requirement is to feed yourself, self-love. And I did a video, I think last month for our recruiting, maybe it was March, ladies, I think it was March. My months are all broken up. And I was talking to, and my main platform is moms. I really like to connect with other moms because, I still work a full-time job. I'm a 9 to 5. I have 4 children. I run this business. I like to connect with people. And the thing I hear all the time, and the reason why confidence is such a strong thing for me and why I really like to help people pull it out in themselves is, I don't know about you guys, but I'll hear a lot sometimes about, well, I'm just afraid to fail, right? What if I start and I fail? Well, guess what? If that's what you think, whether you think you can or you think you can't, guess what? You're right. So if your mindset is, oh my gosh, I can fail at this, well, guess what? Yeah, you can. You can fail at anything in life if you try hard enough or don't try at all. So you have to just have that mindset of, I am enough. I'm absolutely going to go out there and rock it. We all have a sad story, right? We all have had some trauma story. I was a victim of abuse for many years. And you just rise above it. You either know who you are or you know who you aren't. It's self-love. So building a whole entire week, just a 5-day course around confidence. What are your affirmations? But first of all, do you even have self-awareness? Do you even understand where you're lacking? And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we've built in this training with these amazing women is, I'm not a great, I don't, like everyone else mimicked, I don't want to do a diamond training. That's not where my strength is, but I sure as heck can pump you up and I can make you understand that you are so freaking special that if you just see yourself as I can see you and you really take the time to understand you, it is going to make such a difference in your business because you're shining inside out and people will be drawn to you. When they say your vibe attracts your tribe, that is why. Because you are leading, you're fierce, you're confident. I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not going to do, period. I'm leading by example. I'm front and foremost. So it has nothing to do with how I look. It has nothing to do with what size I am. It has to do with pure self-love. So if you can build a course around confidence that tells people from the very beginning of their journey and their business, who are you? What do you represent? What do you want to bring to the table? And what do you want to bring out in others? And what I want to bring out in others is that exactly how you are right now is exactly how you're meant to be. Just own it, be vulnerable, put it out there, and I guarantee you, you're going to notice a difference in your business. So I'm going to kick it back to Miss Heather or Melissa, whoever wants to take it over from here.
I'm just going to say, do you guys understand how lucky I am? I mean, like, holy crap, I get to surround myself with this. Like, thank you for making me cry.
Well, and can I just say that that's exactly why we told you to go last. Right there. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's why.
Okay, so it's not like all of this is not perfect. Like I said, it's still in the baby stages. Deb's been developing her content for about a month, and I had some diamond stuff already that I took some from Melissa's and stuff from a little bit of everything, and just got to put it in. So I ran with it, and Christy pulled hers out of her awesome butt that she has, and I believe Jenny did the same thing. Megan did the same thing. And Kimberly, we all kind of just literally, we put everything together in a week. We had lots of messages, private message between us, Marco Polos. And if y'all don't have Marco Polo, you got to get that stuff. It's an awesome app, by the way. And then, and we just made it happen. There were some things like my video, I talked too much, and everybody's like, we loved it, but you talk too much and it's too long. And so, all right, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm about to start another one on Monday and I've got to cut it down. So anyway, you just do it. That's the thing. You need to link arms with other people on your team. They don't have to be in your downline. They don't have to be, we just needed something immediately. So we went with, I went with my coaches, and here's the idea. The idea was not that we need to do it every month. We're hoping to kind of do it for a couple of months and then go, here you go, pass the baton, because I'm done. I would like to do it maybe once every 6 months. That would be awesome. And I want to have confidence to send my personally sponsored coaches into these things, And so we're doing it for a couple of months and we're sucking it up, but we don't want to do it all. And we don't want to do it every month. And Melissa doesn't want to do it every month. And so all of you guys, you have got to step up, because like Christy said, you all have amazing things to offer. Deb says you need to just suck it up and figure it out. You know who you are, you know who you're not. You do have something in there. Find it, and link arms with other people and just go for it. What is it that your team needs? What is it that your team needs to grow? Well, our team needed social media. Our team needs to grow some diamonds. We also need to grow some emeralds before we get some diamonds, and in order to get some emeralds and some diamonds, we got to recruit. And in order to do all that, we got to have some new coach stuff. So, what is it that you need? And, we're already thinking and brainstorming about next level stuff like sales 101. Megan Henderson is phenomenal on sales, but she can sell literally poop people. And you would be like, okay, I'll buy it. I know I do it every day, but I'll buy it. I mean, she's so good at it. And, so it's like, that's a next level thing. You got to go through this stuff first. I want to do a diamond, like a 102. We're kind of thinking of college courses, Diamond 101, Diamond 102. This is your basic. Then this one is your next level stuff. Okay, so now you're here. How do you get to Star Diamond? This is what you do. You got to incorporate more systems and things like that, you know. And then social media 102, how to make a great picture, you know, things that are simple that you would assume people know how to do, but they don't because they're not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that your team needs? That's where you start. And then more brilliant minds come together and you just keep talking and keep sharing, and then it just blows up. And so then there's something that you can offer everybody at the time that they need it. So they go through, you know, social media 101 and they work on that for a little bit. And they're like, you know what? Okay, I've got this down. Now I'm ready to go to the Emerald training. Now that I feel confident in just posting about my business and how to link my business in without saying, buy my stuff and join my group, you know, then they're like, okay, now I'm ready to go in the Emerald training, you know. And then once you go there, then I'm ready for this. But maybe they, in order to, before they go to social media, maybe they just need to get some freaking confidence in themselves so they can start posting in the challenge group that they're in, you know? And so, like, I don't know. I'm talking too much. So, question.
I want to reiterate, Heather, what Heather said too, because it's so important, because we had this mastermind that she put together and we talked, and we could have talked about it until September or January and had everything perfect. But we said, and that's how she said, we just kind of ran with it and threw it at the wall, because we said, we know we're going to do this. And we all know, every single one of us on this call knows, if you don't do it, you're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what we kind of had to do, and decided to perfect it as we go. So, you know, link arms with your people, decide what you're going to do, and then just be like, you take that, you take that, you take that, go. And the next month, if you don't love that training, then you get back together and say, does somebody else want to do this one next time? And do it that way.
Well, and two, you know, on our masterminds, we've had, like, you know, our personalities, like, we really do work together, but we've had a few, like, wait a minute moments, but it's been pretty cool because it's this awesome, like, mastermind brainstorming, and it's not perfect, y'all. Like, literally, think noodles to the wall. How many are gonna stick? And so we're still throwing the noodles and just kind of seeing actually what lands in our bowl. And we're not there yet. I mean, both of my trainings, I feel, have been a little bit sloppy. And, you know, I think each of us could say the same thing, but the thing is, we didn't talk about it for very long. Like Heather said, we literally were like, okay, and it's go time. Because one thing that Heather and I have learned, she and I, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, we don't put a lot of time and thought. We just sort of, like, literally, like, here we are with our noodles. We're like, bam, let's just see what happens. And it's either going to be great or a giant disaster. But either way, it's kind of what we do. And that's what we did with this. We just did it, like, quickly. Let's go. Let's do this. And we had some stressful moments. Like, there was a week in there, I think all of us can say, we were like, oh my gosh, what's happening? We didn't know what we were doing. We were like, okay, so when am I starting? Wait, what am I doing? But we just sort of did it. And then we found our way from there. And I think that's the thing I've learned. When I say in this business, I don't love the way that sounds, because it's not this business, it's my business. I'm a CEO. I'm the everything. I'm the CEO, the CFO, the president. I own my business. So I don't like to say, like, because that feels super, like, home-based MLM-ish to me, right? And I like to take more ownership. So that's just
Everybody wants him, huh?
So I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, you just have to go. Just go. Make a decision and run. You'll figure it out, I promise you. So that's what I was going to say. Biggest lesson in this is just do it. Just do it. Like, bird out of the nest, you're going to fly. You're going to figure it out, right? You just got to go.
And you guys, the whole bottom line of all of this is what we all are trying to do and what we're all striving to do in our businesses. Simplify. And sharing it simplifies.
Yeah, duplicating, which is what you guys are doing. You're teaching duplication, which is my favorite part. Is, you know, you're showing that something is better than nothing, and you will reach somebody with something, but you will reach no one with nothing. And, you know, I was just, as you guys were talking, I was thinking of, I want to know, what is your skill? Those of you, the 68 of you that are still on here, what is your skill? You could be good at social media. You could be good at inviting. You could be good at follow-ups or having systems for follow-ups. You could be good with genealogy. Frickin', I still, 9 years in, do not understand our genealogy. It's not my strength, I'll admit that. You could be good at graphics. You could be good at how to tell a story. Some people do not know how to tell their story. You could be good at recruiting. You could be good at closing. I had to bring Amanda Dewey into my last training, my triple kick training, to have her close the pro team because she's awesome at it. I suck at it. I delegated that. You might be good at objections. You might be really good at Shakeology. That's your passion, and that's what you're good at talking about. Maybe you guys, I told you I'd make a Shakeology video. I'm struggling with it. Maybe you could make it 10 times faster than me. Those kind of things, there's something that you're good at or something that interests you. You may not be good at it, but it interests you. And if it interests you, you'll put the time into learning more about it. And who cares if it's written word or if it's video or if it's puppets? I mean, you've seen Michael Neiman's videos. He uses toys. Who cares? Whatever helps you get your passion and your message across, that you know that you need to recruit or to grow your team, guess what? Everybody else in this team could benefit from it as well. And one of the things that I've really learned here lately, is like even just our team-made challenge group. Boy, you guys jump on that. Show me, show me, show me. Do for me, do for me. And I mean no disrespect for that. But when I mention that I'm going to do something, you guys are all over it. And I'm watching the comments, the chats. I need this. I need this. Oh, I need this. I need this. Quit needing and start helping. Start helping this team be the powerhouse that it can be, and quit relying on other people to help you get better at who you are. Take responsibility for who you are. Take responsibility for your business. And in the meantime, you're going to uplift this whole freaking team. And we are unstoppable, especially when international comes in the next couple of months, to have these kind of systems in place. I know some of you have asked where are these trainings, where can I get these trainings? And I'm going to completely leave that up to them if they want to share them or not. So I saw you ask that question, so I'm going to answer it for you right now. I'll let them decide if they want to share it in the team page. I know that I'm not sure all of them are in the team page, but I know a couple are. And if they want to share it, cool. But if not, guess what? Maybe you could make one for the team yourself. So we have, you guys want to say anything?
Well, I would just like to say that I am absolutely happy to share anything, period, in the story. I mean, my recommendation would be, like, for sure, grab onto stuff that other people are good at, but don't be reliant on it. Like, use it and learn, but don't lean on it, you know? I feel like that's probably the instinct that everyone's having right now, because if I were you, that's exactly what I'd be thinking. Can you just add me? Can I just do that? But I think before you jump in our training, and I can't speak for everybody else here, but you're welcome to mine. But before you do that, stop for a second and ask yourself, can I do this? Like, do I really need them? Because you might have everything that you need already. You know what I mean? But yes, every one of you are more than welcome, because so we should probably act like it, right?
Right.
So yeah, you're more than welcome to be in my training. So, but that's my recommendation. Ask yourself, can you do it? You can.
No more? Heather, I saw you unmute.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you can. I mean, I'm really guilty of not asking for help. And, you know, Melissa's gotten on to me several times over the last several years. She's like, would you please just ask me for help? You know, I try to do it all. And so you guys don't try to do it all. Like, my best advice is to link arms with other coaches and just talk, because if you don't even start the conversation, you're probably not going to go anywhere with it. You're going to keep going, help me, help me, help me, help me. You know, I've always had the blessing of being close with my coaches. And so, you know, we talk all the time, and if we live close to each other, we get together and we drink wine. And, you know, anytime you drink wine, business comes out, you know, and it always makes you grow. And, you know, I'm the biggest procrastinator. I will wait to the last minute before I do anything. And it works 90% of the time, but there's been times that it doesn't. And that's okay, because even if you do something, you're like, okay, I want to do this 5 days of blah, 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 whatever it is, Emerald. You know, we've got an Emerald training in our back office, but who wants to spend 30 freaking days doing an Emerald training?
Right.
No, do it one day, but 5 days is a good day. You know, what is it that you have to do? What do you have to know? You might not get it right the first time. You might go, oh, well, that was kind of unimportant. That could be saved for another one, you know, and you just keep doing it and ask for opinions from the people that are doing it with you. You know, we all kind of put together an outline-ish and literally winged it. So, and it works.
Right. And, you know, I'll close it with this, that please understand that I've been being a self-proclaimed introvert, have been put in so many situations that I'm so uncomfortable with. And I can't understand why someone asked me to do something, but I end up doing it and it ends up being okay. And so put yourself out there, and I think you'll really surprise yourself at the abilities that you do have. And not only that, just because you may not feel really good about it, even if you just have a passion for it, that's a great start. So you may not feel like a strong diamond, but if you have a passion for helping people reach diamond, because you know that's a huge milestone in the business, that's a great enough reason to try to put something together that helps other people get diamond. All you need is passion and the love of helping other people. I mean, you know, none of you, I don't think Lauren's on here, are doctors or nutritionists. You know, not very many of you are personal trainers or physical therapists, but you can help people get healthy. And this is the same thing. You can help people build this business or come into this business from your passion alone. You've just got to be willing to raise your hand and say, I'd like to help. I'd like to contribute to this team. And I just can't imagine the file section that this team could have, and the resources that are available to people. So you can rest your head at night. And that's the number one reason I do this. I put my head on my pillow every single night, close my eyes, thank God, and go to sleep knowing that I've done the best I can for the people who trusted in me in this business. And you can and you should do that as well for the team, not just the 3 coaches you have underneath you, but the 10,000 plus that are part of Teammate. You know, you can really impact a lot of people's lives and rest easy at night because you have contributed. Okay. Any last words from anybody? No. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and I'm going to post in the team page about, I'd like to know, I'm going to put a thread out there. I'd love to know what your passion or your skill is, and feel free to have open dialogue there. And also, I'll be connecting to you about, you know, ways to get together for Summit, those 2 opportunities to get together, and a genuine thank you. I knew it would be a good call. I mean, we've had Heather on the team call before, and she is one of the most watched team calls that we have in my YouTube channel. It's phenomenal. So I knew it would be a great call, but of course you 4 blew it out of the water. I knew you would. Thank you so much for taking your time tonight and sharing your skills and your beautiful faces with us. Bigger crush on you now, Christy. You guys have a great evening. I love you guys. Thank you.